and me. The Gemini, it's the Gemini energy for this morning. Okay, Tramel. Now, MkCoi is doing my makeup, which is makes it a little hard for you. So you're gonna have to go on some long rants here. So just explain the process we just went through with my hair. We cheated a little bit.
Oh, we cheated just a little bit, but not really, because last night I blew it out. Of course, I did all of my conditioning that I needed to do. So it's 7:00 in the morning. It was. We just blew it out last night. Today we just went in with a little bit of a flat iron and a curl. I only flat ironed the roots because I don't need to go over the hair with heat too many times. So I flat ironed the roots and I went through it with my curling iron just to give it a little bit more bounce. It's her birthday today, so we kind of went from a day to night look all at one time. You'll see the complete makeup and everything soon, but as I do Dominique's hair, I always have make sure she's conditioned, make sure to use my heat protector. Since I've been blowing her hair out for a while now, it's kind of tamed, but we also go through deep conditionings. That's what you see, don't see, it's off camera. So just to make sure her hair is healthy, we have to see her every day. And she wears her red natural curls. So in order for those to bounce back, we have to do a lot of moisturizing, conditioning, rebuilding a couple of protein bonds. The science of hair that when you go to beauty school you learn these little things about it.
Yeah, it's true though. When I used to have a different stylist, and I would wear my hair straight, it wouldn't go back to natural curls. It would look spiky and weird, and my little twist, my little ringlet thingies would be gone.
She probably went over your hair too many times, and as you saw, I didn't. Even if you go back and look at the podcast this morning, it was just one little bit on the roots, and the rest I curled it down with my curling iron. Less heat damage is best. This is Los Angeles, so everybody has a look, something to do every day, and if we burn your hair straight, then what am I going to work with? The next time it's time for me to do your hair again.
But you've had clients who've gotten mad at you because they didn't see smoke coming off their hair.
Oh, yeah. I have. They were used to getting their hair burned at salons and coming out of the salon smelling like pump it up and burn, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. No shade, but kind of a little bit. For those who know, but you shouldn't have seen smoke come out of your hair. Sometimes it's just extra product burning off, but if your hair is smell burnt, it is burnt, and we definitely don't want to do that with Dominique. She has too many events. Come on.
So, but what about, people say, oh, well, Dominique has a curly texture of hair. What if I have a more tight texture of hair? Can I still do less heat?
Everybody's hair is a different formula, and you always knows what works for you. Some people with the tighter curled hair don't really like it straight, but if you do, maximum heat is 450. I don't go maximum heat unless I have to, and I always talk to my client about maximum heat. I think Dominique's heat is like 400. We don't even go all the way up.
I'm laughing because Tramel gave me a curling iron for my birthday one year, and it doesn't get very hot. It's like a child-proof curling iron.
It is.
330.
And that's the only one I'm allowed to use.
Yeah,
apparently.
she's curling her own hair. She has her own curling iron, but that way I don't come back to a damaged canvas. But with people with the curlier textures, just a little bit more if you would like to wear that blowout look or that flat iron look. The more you do it, the more you condition, hydrate, protein, the easier it will be to work with. And also keep a trim. Keep a nice trim.
No.
You hear Dominique? We do a trim, and it's very, very light, but it's a trim nonetheless. So just those little bitty things to keep your hair healthy, no matter the texture of it. But she's able to go back to her ringlets because I actually pay attention to it. I let her hair tell me when it's thirsty or when it needs a little bit of more love or some oil on the scalp, which I don't really do much oil on the scalp, but every now and again we'll do it.
It's funny. My grandma was Italian, but, she used to, comb my hair real hard. It hurt. I was having the black girl experience from an Italian. And even in salons, it seems like it has to last a long time, and there has to be smoke, and
And you gotta get
when
all
you
your
would
hair
do my
pulled.
hair, I was like, why? I don't feel anything. Are you sure my hair is done?
Yeah, the first time I finished, you was like, are we done? And I was like, yeah. Actually, I went through everything, shampooed, conditioned, blew it out, straightened it, curled it. We're done. I told her, I know people are used to, yanking through your hair when you're getting it done, but that's not really how that's supposed to go.
But are we too rough on our own hair?
Yes, you guys, most people are rough on their own hair. I'm guilty of it. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself because it's mine, and also I'm a hairstylist, so I can fix it. But but normally, a lot of people, a lot of guys are hard on their hair. They just kind of wake up, wet it up, and go without even putting a little moisture in it, like a little moisturizing product. Even just combing through it a little bit, picking it up.
That's what I was going to say. I've seen you take out locks and get them back to regular hair. I don't know who does that, but you do. I mean, you've done it. I'm not saying you want to do it.
I just did it last week, right? That's a long process. I kind of want to do it to mine, but I'm never mind.
Wow.
It's a long process, but you can take your locks out, and I take my time with it. Just so you can retain as much hair as we can. You don't want to take your locks out and be bald. So, I'm gentle with the hair, needless to say.
What's the proper care of locks and other natural styles?
Locks in particular I like them. They're easy. I've been having them since I was like 18 years old. So they're a little bit more easier. But once you start getting to the coloring of it, then that's when it comes to get a little sketchy. But it's the same. Condition, moisturize, trim, treat. Like do a couple of hot oil treatments or a good deep conditioner every now and again, especially in the summer months when we're doing a little bit more chlorine or sea salt water or whatever if you're in the ocean. Natural hair is that is a whole thing in its own, because everybody's natural hair is generally different, and it takes like a different formula for every client, like to get your hair to be just manageable for you. So with the natural hair, I actually like to touch it. I like to take a strand off and see if it floats in water just to test the porosity of it, because most natural hair is pretty great. We don't think it is because you don't know how to really manage it just yet, but that's the whole teaching process of just hair in general, no matter what head it's growing out of.
Tramel, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So I see like a lot of people in LA have locks.
Yes.
A lot of people have locks. How often should locks be washed? And because I've noticed like people do like the vinegar rinses, and I would assume that's because they haven't washed in a long time.
Mm-hmm. The vinegar rinses are more like detoxes for people who just need to kind of detox their locks. Maybe they are around a lot of smoke or they sweat a lot in their heads. I don't advise detoxes monthly, but I shampoo my hair once a month.
Okay.
Just every 4 weeks. In the summertime, more like once every 3 weeks because I sweat a little bit more. Just to make sure my scalp is clean, but I also go through there with a dry shampoo.
Okay.
And kind of work
in between shampoos.
in between shampoos.
Okay.
The pollution messes with your hair, like it messes with your skin. So every day it's all the other stuff that contributes to your hair's health. But natural clients, wash it as much as you kind of feel like it, but also put back in what you need. Shampoo strips, conditioner adds, but with our natural black hair, take a little bit more. We're just extra in that way. So just go ahead and get on the bandwagon with it, and do your moisturizing, and your combing it and brushing it actually helps a lot. It starts to form your curls, especially if you have the tighter hair, the tighter texture of hair. Just start combing it a little bit more. Yes, you're going to use a ton of product, but it's okay.
Right. I mean, they always say a pea-sized amount
They
of
definitely
whatever.
say a dime-sized
and
amount.
that right there is bull.
It sure is. The dime-sized amount is enough for my little chin hairs.
Yeah, like we talking, especially when my hair is natural. Pump.
When I do Dominique's natural curls, I'm literally pumping out half the product just to make sure that it's saturated enough, and every strand has something on it to control it and things like that. Now, my dreadlock sisters and brothers, our hair is just a little bit easier. We can do it when we want to. I always advise a nice shampoo. natural hair products. I use them all. I don't really have. You have people have brand loyalty. I kind of don't when it comes to hair products. I kind of use them all, whichever ones work, because everybody's hair is different. So you might take the curly souffle, you might take the curly gel,
Yeah. Are you one that says don't mix different lines? I know the answer to this already.
Oh no, I'm not. Just doing your hair today. I use like 3 different products from 3 different people. So, and I also use salon products. I buy my products from salons because they are proven to work. That's why you can sell them in a salon.
But do you think that maybe you know how to mix products and therefore you know what works best with other things? And maybe it's
in other words, don't try this at home.
In other words, don't try this at home. But if you can mix your own products, because there's products that's just specifically for the ends of your hair. There's products that's just for your scalp and roots, and the middle strand. I mean, that's fair game. Just put something on it,
Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? We'll address this when we come forward. Tramel Borner and MkCoi Zeno are my guests. But we were having a conversation about hair and mold for people with locks, for people with natural hair, for people who sleep with wet hair. And this was something I didn't realize was a problem. We'll talk about that when we come forward. Problems and solutions, we got them.
All right.
HBD, KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here. We're getting closer to June 18th, and time is running out for you to register to join us for our historic symposium live on C-SPAN, Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com right now if you want to be in the audience when the nation will see for the first time ever a stage full of brilliant black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's all going down. Well, it's actually all going up. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. live from the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Again, admission is free, but we're filling up fast. So if I were you, I would log on right now to KBLA1580.com to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
And look, if you're not feeling like yourself lately and your weight loss has plateaued, that means you're trying and you hit a point where you're not seeing results. It might be time to embrace the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse. It's a cleansing regimen that can help you lose between 10 and 30 pounds in as little as 20 days. Could take longer, but man, they get results. The D-Herbs Cleanse also helps to boost the immune system, improve mental clarity, clear up your skin, and improves your digestion. This cleanse is like a factory reset for your health. The Full Body Cleanse is a great way to propel you into a healthier lifestyle with summer just around the corner. There's never, ever been a better time to initiate that weight loss and reboot your system. Go to dherbs.com and order your Full Body Cleanse today. Or just call them, 866-434-3727. Enter KBLA 1580 at checkout for a discount. D-Herbs. Experience healing.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right. KBLA Talk 1580. We are doing full glam. You're actually at my house with me right now behind the scenes while we do the glam thing. Tresses by Tramel Borner. My hairstylist is here, celebrity stylist. And MkCoi Zeno, my MUA makeup artist for Dior and others, and also has MkCoi Zeno Wellness. They're here. We were talking about this, something I learned from you that I did not know, the issue of mold and mildew in hair.
In the hair. Those are for the people who wash their hair at night and just go to sleep. You wake up with mildew, and if you go too long about it, it starts to mold, which starts to attack your scalp and everything else. I've seen a lot of clients in my career that just go to sleep with wet hair, don't even try to dry it first, but then they wake up and wonder what's that odor, and it's your hair.
No.
It's actually your hair. So some of the people that do the vinegar rinses and stuff like that, they're cleaning that mildew out of their hair. Especially
but once it's there, I mean, is it hard to get rid of it?
Not really. It's like when you sit your clothes in the washing machine for that night, and you knew you're supposed to dry it, and it just wakes up with that little mildew. It's about the same. You just kind of go through there and rewash it again a couple of times with some vinegar or a nice shampoo to strip off all of that. But you gotta. I deal with it a lot actually in this career, even from like little girls up to grown women and men, with dreadlock clients and with clients that just have free falling hair.
So don't go to sleep with wet hair.
Don't go to sleep with wet hair.
And if you smell something stinky,
it's
it might be that. It's your hair. And if you can smell it, other people been smelling it, right?
If you can smell it, other people been smelling it. Because I blow dry a lot, and I blow dry with holding my breath sometimes.
Ew. Ew. I mean, I know we as black people, I've seen studies. We buy more hygiene products, lotions, oils, perfumes than anybody.
Oh, yes.
But so you're saying there's women and some men walking around with super stinky hair and they don't even know it.
And they don't even know it because
that's a problem.
They just go to sleep with it wet or wrapped up in a towel. And you kind of, when you part your hair and open it and you get a whiff, like, woo, what's that? You know how they say it might be your top lip? So they might think it's their top lip. But it's possibly their hair. That's actually a big thing. But you can't remedy that. Like I said, you can do your vinegar rinse to get at mildew and get that mold off of it, because let it go too long, it'll start infecting your scalp.
Ew,
and you'll have
what
bigger
does that
issues.
mean, infecting my scalp?
Those big dandruff flakes, that's seborrheic dermatitis. Just your scalp can be inflamed.
Does that lead to hair loss?
Yeah, and those big bumps. Like, you have those bumps in your head because the hair follicle is now infected. So it's not even allowing the hair to come through the hair follicle like it's supposed to.
Dominique's over here like, can't relate.
I don't know the big bumps, but I believe I have seen those big bumps.
You've seen them on people.
Yeah, on people.
You've seen them on people. So just you can remedy that really easy.
The bumps can go away?
Yes. Go see your dermatologist and get an antifungal shampoo or a cream to put on it. But once you're at that point, you just need to know, next, don't do that again. Like, don't go to sleep with wet hair. Even, yes, we live at the beach. We live in L.A., but dry your hair, people.
Yeah. And what about losing hair loss? I mean, for men and women, I know a lot of time we blame weaves, we blame tight braids, we even blame wigs. Is that
hair
true?
Loss is one of those things that can come in many forms. Stress, not having a proper eating health diet, not having enough vitamins in your system that boost your hair growth. Wigs, we know that kind of already by now, especially with the wigs.
What is it about the wigs? Is it the glue?
It's the glue. And also, I've said this years ago, those wigs were meant to be made by celebrity women, movie stars, because they can put them on and take them off the same day. And you back on set tomorrow, you can put it back on. Versus today, you kind of just put it on and leave it on. And no matter what it is, the glue is glue. It's chemicals. It's not just something that you stick down with air. This has chemicals in it that does eat around your hairline, and some people even bring it down to their face, the skin on their face, and it starts to leave marks around the face.
I mean, I see folks with their hairline at their eyebrows. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Oh, me neither.
Why is your wig down so low?
I don't know.
Is that a look?
That's not it's a look, but it's not one of my favorites. You do your own thing, but as far as the glue and the maintenance of it, I'll do it, but that's not what I specialize in. That's not actually what I really promote. I like the healthier the healthier side of hair. Even if you do decide to get it colored, like yours is colored, but it's very healthy.
It's
just
Negro,
right
you mean? It's
yeah,
Friedman hair. No, he's talking about hair color. Yeah, I understand. But oh, okay, we got somebody that wants to talk to us. But what and you can call 800-920-1580. But what would you advise about color? Because a lot of times they say you can't do color and have your hair straight.
A good conditioning treatment, and also don't go too high with your color. Like that Beyonce blonde, she bought that, So go ahead and just get you a couple of pieces if you want it that light. With your natural hair, it'll hurt you more than help you at the end of the day, because then it'll start breaking off. With your hair color, Dominique, we do a really nice, soft little dark blonde. Dominique's
also, I don't have a relaxer, so that helps, right?
No, she does not have a relaxer. No other chemical on her hair, actually.
Catch it.
You know what?
It's caught. it's caught. So no, we don't do that on your hair. Your hair has the only chemical on it is a little bit of color that we do have, but we do use vegan color as well on your hair. Like I said, most people's hair is different from the next, but when you doing relaxer and
I mean,
color,
I used to use relaxer back in the day. I did until I did the big chop, and then when I grew it back, I didn't add. That's been
because
20
your hair
years.
it can be tamed. I mean, the relaxer definitely took all the life out of it, like just made it really straight. That's not the day and age that we're in right now. We're kind of in our own hair, doing our own
right.
thing.
Plus, with all these, studies coming out about, cancer-causing chemicals in some of the products that Black women are using on our hair.
Yes, definitely.
It might be a time to reconsider what products you're using,
to
right?
recalibrate. Like, okay, let's do something else with our hair instead of putting those chemicals on there. The relaxer is a heck of a chemical.
And I think I've seen there was a connection between fibroids and uterine cancers to relaxers.
Oh, yes. I mean, you're putting it on your scalp, letting it sit there for 20 minutes or until it burns like some people do. And it's seeping through your scalp. Your skin is the living organ, and you don't really think about that when you do some of the things that we do to our bodies, but,
Well, I mean, it's nice that folks use their natural hair. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with wearing an enhancement, right? It seems like we got to not think of it as permanent. Is that the thing? Because a lot of women and some men are really enjoying the wigs, the fancy wig options that we have now.
Yes, and the men are too. And that's actually so funny. But the men are too. I mean, first of all, we live in this age, and they've been wearing wigs for a very long time, women and men. So
man weaves are a thing now, too.
They've been a thing for
really?
a very long time. Yeah. You've seen it.
Really? She said not that I've ever worked with somebody that had one or anything like that.
I was about to say it.
Don't put him on blast.
Right. No. We're going to just leave it in the
house. just look back through my resume.
Yeah. I mean, so they've been around, but now they are more popular than they've ever been, which is I'm do your thing. If that's you want to wear your style, wear your look. You want to wear another one next week, do the same. Just do the maintenance of the health care part of it. Get the glue off your hair. Let it breathe for a little while, Do your little treatments and things.
Okay, we only have a minute and a half here before news, traffic, and sports. We'll continue on the other side. But what about on Instagram? You see all these, they're always selling wigs where it looks like it'll stay on with no glue and it just magically lays down.
I love those. Those are for the girls on the go. She's about to go to work, slip it on. And she's off work. Take it off. But it's minus all the glue and all the tension around your hairline. I
works?
like those. It does work. My niece makes it. She does her glueless wigs. She's here on Instagram as well, and I think that they're perfect. I mean, she can easily just put it on and take it off.
Wow, okay. I thought that was another IG scam.
Oh, no, it's not a scam. Shanique Beauty, that's my niece. She does hers, and I love it.
Wow. Okay, so there are other options. It might not work for everybody, but there are other options. And once we damage that hairline, can it
Sometimes it can be regenerated,
back?
but they're coming up with those little microneedling and those
Microneedling.
therapy things. Also, just use a little spray to regrow that. What you really want to do is re-stimulate the follicle. And the hair will start to grow back. You just got to re-stimulate it.
Okay, we'll talk about all that after news, traffic, and sports. Like, how do you help your hair grow back? How do you recover your edges? All that and more when we continue on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A jury has been seated in Hunter Biden's federal firearms case. 12 jurors and 4 alternates were selected in a Delaware federal courtroom Monday. The president's son is accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. It marks the first time in U.S. history the child of a sitting president has gone on trial. Biden has pleaded not guilty to 3 charges. Dallas Cowboys legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Larry Allen has died. The team announced Allen passed away suddenly at the age of 52 while he was on vacation in Mexico with his family Sunday. The African-American former player spent 14 seasons in the NFL with the Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get 1 free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select battery 2-pack. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The LA Sparks continue to struggle. They fell to 2-6 in the WNBA after a 19-point loss at Phoenix. Next game for the Sparks is Wednesday night. The Dodgers are off today. They start a 6-game road trip tomorrow night at Pittsburgh. The Dodgers are 15 games over 500. The Angels play San Diego tonight in Anaheim, the first of a 3-game series. The richest contract in NFL history for a non-quarterback belongs to Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson. Minnesota signed Jefferson to a 4-year extension worth $140 million. $110 million of that deal is guaranteed. Jefferson's new contract will pay him an average of $35 million per season through 2028. The 4-year veteran has been one of the most productive receivers in the NFL since the Vikings drafted him in 2022. He's got 392 catches for 5,899 yards and 30 touchdowns. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Medicare Fraud Prevention Week focuses on the actions everyone can take to prevent Medicare fraud, errors, and abuse. Learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones by joining the Senior Medicare Patrol, or SMP, for Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, June 3rd through the 9th. Learn more at snpresource.org or by calling 1-877-808-2468.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
We are, we're doing makeup and hair live. It's my B-Day. You're welcome to call 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. So let's talk about how to get your edges back, Tramel.
Re-stimulating the follicle is the one of them. So now how do we do that? You can use your rosemary oil. You can use your mint oils. You can take your fingers and kind of just rub them on your scalp to re-stimulate the growth of it. There are easy surgical ways. There's a couple of little.
Yeah, so the surgery actually works, the hair replacement surgery. Yes,
it does. It actually does work
for men. But do women do that too? Can you
women
do it
as well
for your edges? Really?
Yes, you can just do it specifically for your edges, but women do it as well.
I see. So there is a surgical option.
Yes, there is. Or they have the micro needling that can kind of just reopen your follicles to allow the hair to grow through it. And also, you have to stop damaging it. If you know that you're ripping your hair out, why would you keep ripping it out?
Are ponytails bad? Tight ponytails?
Tight ponytails are bad.
Boo.
Boo. Boo. But, we have dancers. We have all kind of people, sports girlies and sports guys who pull their hair back to like the little dancer buns. I do a lot of those, the little ballerina girls.
The weightlifting bun is the one for me, but
Right, the weightlifting bun. But doing it too tight, it causes traction alopecia, meaning you kind of pulling your own hair out, basically. Wow. The rubber bands that we're using, they suggest the material ones, not the old ones that we used to grew up with, the little rubber bands. They have some that are non-stick rubber bands, so you can actually put on your baby or on your hair that won't pull as you're taking it out, which I use a lot in my career, especially when I'm doing little things. Even on Dominique, I do it for you when I do your little braids across the side. I'll use those non-stick rubber bands. That way you don't have to pull your hair out.
Even on our kids,
even on our kids, yes. Those little cute little girl hairstyles we do for the summer, or just what your mama did when you drop your baby off at her house. Just those non-stick rubber bands, they really do work you can take them off without pulling out your hair, which it hurts, or braids too tight. Like all of that is a factor when it comes to keeping your hair on your head.
I noticed the hip hop, especially the guys right now, they're wearing really tight braids and really ornate styles, and you're saying they're going to end up bald because of that?
Well, they're going to, if they don't end up bald because of it, they're going to end up with certain patches of hair missing. Like when you take your hair down and you take your braids down, you pick it out, and your hair is still in that shape of that braid, or your part is there. you could have possibly plucked that whole line of hair out of that part with it being too tight, and you don't really realize that that's what's happening. And you take your hair down and you're picking through it, and a lot of hair is coming out. You don't really realize that it probably was breaking the whole time that it's been being done.
So does that mean that it's better to keep mixing up the pattern, or it's just how tight we're braiding it, or both?
Well, for my fellas, I definitely see it a lot, because fellas can cut their hair off and go straight bald and just wear a bald head, but then they'll see the tan lines and the part lines of their braids. So definitely switch the parts up. Just in general, even if our girls doing box braids, do the circle patterns one day or the triangle patterns. Just switch up the way that you're pulling on your hair.
Does the type of hair we use in our braids, box braids and stuff, does that matter?
It doesn't matter, especially if you know how to clean your hair. I don't put any hair in anybody's head without doing a detox over it first, even if it's just a couple of clippings.
Like what? Like how do you detox how?
Like a vinegar water rinse with a little shampoo inside. Like I don't put hair straight in people's head. I like to sit with it for a day or two, so I can get all of that manufacturing product off of, and the pesticides that they spray on our hair, on our packaged hair anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I remember I think it was an article we saw where a woman had packaged hair and she hadn't cleaned it, and it had led to some major infections on the scalp.
Because you're putting it next to your skin, and like I said, your scalp is your skin, which is an organ. So those pesticides, especially the more you sweat or you take a shower, it actually is seeping down onto your scalp. I've had a client that put hair in her hair. I didn't put it in, but a week later she's calling me to get it out because her scalp is inflamed. And I asked, did her braider do a detox on it? She was like, no, she just took the hair right out the pack. And so I don't do that. I don't even advise that. You let your stylist sit with it for a little while and clean it. I mean, this stuff.
So it's a vinegar rinse, and then you have to blow that hair dry.
Yeah, or braiding hair, just let it sit there and dry. Just let it sit out and dry, and here you go. 24 hours later, let's do this. But I advise that for most things that we're putting in our hair anyway, to keep it in our heads, especially. But the tight ponytails, they can definitely damage your edges.
Go with the Meghan Markle ponytail now, like the nice
definitely.
loose ponytail.
Low and loose.
So it's low and loose. Okay. We have MkCoi on the phone. Good morning, sir.
Shalom. You know, I'm the Hebrew Israelite. I just wanted to say from the scriptures that God has hair like wool. It's in the book of Daniel. He has an afro. And Samson.
You're talking about Jesus, Jesus's woolly hair. That's what you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about God Himself. Jesus came later. That's another story. You know, I'm talking about the Most High. Some call Him Yahweh, Yahweh, but He had hair like wool. And Samson had dreadlocks. And the Nazarenes, these were black people in the Bible. Nazarenes had dreadlocks too, and they weren't supposed to cut their hair like Samson, and he did. You see what happened?
Didn't work out well for him, yeah. So how are you wearing your hair, MkCoi?
Well, my hair, I'm Michael Jordan. My hair fell out.
Oh, you had it in tight braids? You had it in tight braids, you got no hair, no mo?
Ate that bad food, fried food, would take your hair out.
That'll do it.
Sugar.
Okay, we got to.
Real.
So well, you know, yeah, you're being real. So now you're going bald. You're going shiny. I mean, women are doing that now too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right. Well, you got any advice for MkCoi and his shiny bald hair?
Keep it shiny. The girls like it.
And exfoliate your head before you shave or after you shave, and make sure you moisturize regularly.
How do you exfoliate your head?
My favorite method is, those exfoliating gloves you use on your body. You get your face wash or the natural sea moss soap. You foam up those scrubs, and you don't press hard, but you just lightly buff the head and remove the dead skin cells.
Buff your head, baby. Okay. And you said just keep it shiny, so moisturize.
Yeah, moisturize.
Yeah.
You are using a face moisturizer on the scalp, or is it a hair product?
or like you're going to say shea butter, probably more of like a body product than a face product, because the head, probably more of like a shea butter or coconut oil. But you definitely, if you have a bald head, you definitely want to exfoliate it. It also will help prevent bumps and kind of like razor burns and stuff like that. Yeah, razor bumps.
Oh yeah, the shaving situation is rough for black men.
Oh yes, it is. It totally is. We our hair is curly. I mean, so when you shave it down that low, it needs to break back through the hair follicle, but it's so curly. Sometimes it just get caught in the skin. Mm-hmm. So that's where that comes from.
I don't know. The bump stopper products work, right?
Oh, they do work because they open up.
That's the old-fashioned, like you get it in the hair salon. It works, right?
Those products that are still out, that mean they're still out because they work. Mm-hmm. Products that don't work, they
except
will
for Vaseline.
Except for Vaseline. Even though Dominique, I love me a little Vaseline, but I've learned, so I know better now.
I mean, it does work. It's just bad for you. It's a petroleum product, right?
Yes.
MkCoi, it's like it's made from the same stuff that fuels your car.
Definitely. So once you schooled me on that, I did my research, and you're right.
Yeah,
but
it's a lubricant. It's not a skin treatment. And so surfacely, like you'll feel like, oh, I'm moisturized and this is enough. But actually, when the petroleum leaves, the skin or the hair is left in a worse condition. And that's why it's like, like the little chapsticks you put them on all day long, because it's making your lips chronically drier. Is that a marketing ploy? Who knows?
Of course, it's a consumer product.
Well, the Glam Squad is here. MkCoi Zeno and Tramel Borner at Tresses by Tramel, at A Crystal Piece, at MkCoi Zeno Wellness, at DiPrima Radio. Be beautiful with me on my birthday on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and Sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is
grab the keys.
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Get ready to play. Join the LA84 Foundation Saturday, June 29th for a free Play-Day block party at 2141 West Adams Boulevard with sports, games, and fun for all ages. With live music, amazing local food, and the spirit of LA's 1984 Summer Olympics celebrating 40 years of impact of the LA84 Foundation. June 29th at LA84's campus in West Adams from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Register at la84.org. See you at Play-Day. Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
Have you been a victim of discrimination at a private business, by a landlord while seeking housing, by an employer, or by an academic institution? If so, the LA Civil Rights Department may be able to help. Please contact us at CRE@lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. Again, 213-978-1845 or visit laisforeveryone.com.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
And it's a glamorous day around here. Look, Kwamel wanted to know about whether, Tramel, if the rose water and rosemary works for a men's hairline, and also how to deal with rough patches like heels and elbows.
Yes, that the rosemary oil do work for men. It works for women as well. The rose water as well. You need to throw your little mint oil in there as well to kind of regenerate your hair. You'll feel it on your scalp, actually. And for those rough patches, first, especially if you're dealing with your feet, let's go ahead and get you a pedicure and scrape that skin off there. You know, you can start fresh from a nice canvas. I know most guys don't like it, but some of us do. But let them scrape them first 2 layers of dead skin off. And then you get you some, like those, Vaseline is good for your feet, Dominique. Shea butter, baby. Good for your feet, and like sleep in it. Like you put a lot on and just put your socks on. And your elbows, you just kind of get one of those scrubbing pads and scrub your elbows like we used to do growing up.
Listen to your mama. Don't go out with ashy elbows.
Ashy elbows.
Consistent moisturizing helps, right?
Yes. But you could definitely scrub that skin off of there with those shower pads that you put on your hands and just buff that off. They have pumice stones for all of that. Feet health is great health as well, especially for us guys. We're always on them. So, yes, they crack and get a little rough.
But at least you're not wearing pumps.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I mean, I guess some guys do, but.
Well, not us in here. So.
Okay, let's go to Jamal calling us from LA. Hi, Jamal.
Good morning. I was just listening, and I have a bald head, and I do put shea butter on my head. I put it on my feet, and it's feeling much better. So, but I'd like for you to spell out the website, please.
Oh, go ahead and spell out how they can find you.
Oh,
and happy birthday, Dominique. Oh,
thank you,
goodness.
Jamal.
Tresses,
I love you.
is TRESSES by BY Tramel TRAMEL.
And I'm A Crystal Peace, the letter A Crystal CRYSTALPEACE. That's on Instagram and Facebook, and also MkCoi Zeno Wellness, MkCoi Zeno WELLNESS, MkCoi Zeno Wellness. That's also on Instagram and Facebook.
And I'm at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA. I know y'all like to call me Dupri, but it's really DiPrima, and then radio, and KBLA 1580. And by the way, when we post our podcasts and when we post them on YouTube or we post them wherever you get your podcasts, you can watch these shows. You can listen to them for free. We always have the links there. So you can, when you find the podcast, you can find the guests. We try to make it easy for you. And good for you with the shea butter.
Good for you.
So you were talking about just put gobs of shea butter on his feet, put some socks over it and sleep in it.
And go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. They actually are soft. You'll see the benefit of it. Just make it a regular routine. But I mean, our feet are our feet. Most people don't even put lotion on them, so because you're gonna put socks over them anyway.
Okay, you brought up Beyonce. We're almost out of time. Well, close to out of time, but it's not too late to call 800-920-1580. You brought up Beyonce. A lot of people didn't think that was her real hair when she was showing off her new hair product line, Sacred. It was all on the internet. That ain't even her real hair. It looked real to me.
It looked real to me. They don't make lace wigs that see-through like that. I don't know how much money she got, but I'm sure she got a lot of it. I don't think she went and paid that much money to have fake hair, and she has a hairstylist like you have one that's been really great in her life. So you don't think her hair has grown down by now? Yours has grown, and I cut it last year.
I know. I was so mad. But hey, it grew back. But I mean, the thing also about Beyonce is she's wearing a lot of wigs. Doesn't mean she doesn't have her hair under that wig, right?
Because I mean, I like to call it a black girl blonde. Black people can only go so light in their hair before it gets broken and starts to break off and looks dry. Her hair is almost platinum. I don't think that's her real hair. Of course, that one is a wig, and she's at work right now, so that's her work hair, But her hair up under it is what I pay attention to for everybody, even the girls that do wear wigs. I'm more focused on the hair under the wig, and I'm sure her hairstylist and team are as well. So I don't think she would get up there and sell us a fake video and making that like it's her. That's not her hair.
And well, yeah, I mean, but people do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I think we're Kardashianed out. We're used to fake everything, but you actually work on people of all different ethnicities.
Yes.
I'm surprised that you have like really loyal followers that are white women, white men. Black women, Latinas, Asian women.
Asian women, definitely.
What?
Yeah, I like it all. I mean, money is money, so I won't turn it down.
And we all want to be cute.
This is Los Angeles, and when I was living in Atlanta, it was the same thing. I had clients of all races. I don't turn it down, but I also like to make sure I take my classes, do my work, just so I can perform for everybody in every hair texture. But back to Miss Beyonce, that's hers, and we just gonna leave it right there. She made us a product to show off her fancy hair and show us how she do it. So that's her hair, and I don't really think we should argue about it.
And we forget that her mom was a hairstylist, and she grew up in the beauty industry, and so I don't think it's like beyond her to have that kind of knowledge. I grew up in a barbershop. And it kind of inspired me as well, entrepreneurially and with beauty.
And you also, your mom is a nail stylist, right?
Oh, yeah, my mom, she owned nail salons when we were growing up. So I've always been in the beauty industry just because she was. My sister was a hairstylist. So when you grow up in this industry, you learn the little tricks of the trade. I mean, especially her mom being a hairstylist. I'm pretty sure she's like, girl, grow your hair like most moms are. So.
Oh, look at my makeup.
Oh, yes.
MkCoi did such a great job. I already know I can't see it because I don't have a mirror, but I can kind of see it on the live. Where is it a crystal piece? Is that where we're on the IG live? A crystal piece, yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Now, MkCoi did a great job as usual. Now he's just doing your finishing touches, and I'll do my finishing touches, and you're done for the day, darling. Oh, I like that, MkCoi.
But it's gonna last. It'll last all
day.
Oh yeah.
It'll last all. And normally, we won't do it here, but normally you would spray my face with rose water.
I would, but not today. Not today because Tramel did such a beautiful job on the hair.
We're not frizzing it up.
We don't want to frizz it up. No, thank you.
All right, well, we just got a couple minutes here. So if you were going to leave us with some hair tips, like just simple things that you wish black people, men and women, would do to take better care of our hair.
Moisture is water. When your hair is thirsty, when you're thirsty, you need water. Same thing with your hair. Water. Most people go to oils or proteins, which are two different things, actually three different things. Water, oil, protein, three different things. Water. Conditioner for our natural clients. And don't leave your hair wet. It's actually quite damaging to leave it wet. That's a couple of things that just as a hairstylist to.
I can drip dry it. I can sun dry it, right?
You can sun dry it, definitely.
But don't go to sleep on it.
But don't go to sleep on it wet for like more than 8-9 hours. And most of us, sleeping on the back of our heads. So that's the part that's generally always mildewy. So that's just something to work with. We all, like I said, we're different, but those rules are generally basic. Moisturizing, not going to sleep with it wet, and a nice trim too. Actually, that's okay to do. I know we don't like to do it.
Tramel loves a trim, baby.
I do. I really do. Ain't nothing like you getting your hair flat ironed and it starts to creep back up on you because it got split ends.
Yeah.
So it's like who did your hair, and don't say me.
MkCoi, what do you want to leave us with today? I know you're putting finishing touches on my face. I am looking rather glamorous. What do you want to leave us with? I mean, we've talked so much about beauty. Let's all be beautiful today in honor of Gemini season.
Yeah. I would like to leave everybody with, I think it's just so important for us to always tap in and check in with ourselves and take care of ourselves. It's an inside job. And so inside out, and not everything's for everyone, but I think it's just important to, focus on ourselves and to tap in and really just see what's important for us, right? Because, like, for me, for instance, like, I hate oily hands, maybe because I work with my hands, so I don't really take care of my hands as much. Also, I wash my hands a lot. But everything else is very well manicured. So I think it's just about tapping in and see what's important. And also maybe even pushing it a bit, right? Like self-care is just important. And so doing a little bit more and making sure you feel good.
Yes.
And, the things work. I mean, I've had so many people comment, on the Glow Up over the past few years working with the two of you. And it's not just, when the makeup is on, makeup is off. Try the sea moss. Try different products. I love the fact that we're in this era of all of these black-owned companies.
Definitely.
I use the Kinky Curly. I use, the Mixed Chicks. I use the, Baba's. All these different products that we have access to. I definitely use the sea moss from MkCoi.
And I brought you
Zeno.
one today.
What? Oh my God! How many presents do I get? Okay.
All of them.
All right, I gotta go, Tavis. I got sea moss. And no, you can't have a makeover, Tavis Smiley. I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm leaving us on a quote today. It's a birthday quote. It's from the great actress Betty Davis. She says, "Old age is not for punks." So be tough, be brave, and glow up as you grow up. Look, Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got an incredible show on tap for you today, as always, on this Talking Point Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow. Please hit me up on social media. Would love to talk with you. DiPrima Radio. You can find us at KBLA 1580 on all platforms. And, if you're not getting me a present, what you can do for my birthday is download the KBLA 1580 app. It's free on the Google Play Store. It's free on the App Store. And it makes a huge difference for us because it helps show that we are strong, we are about it, and we appreciate you being part of our KBLA delegation. We've got a jam-packed show for you tomorrow. So I will see you then. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A jury has been seated in Hunter Biden's federal firearms case. 12 jurors and 4 alternates were selected in a Delaware federal courtroom Monday. The president's son is accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. It marks the first time in U.S. history the child of a sitting president has gone on trial. Biden has pleaded not guilty to 3 charges. Dallas Cowboys legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Larry Allen has died. The team announced Allen passed away suddenly at the age of 52 while he was on vacation.